So, came across this video earlier today, just been busy. I'm not an attorney, so do not take anything as legal advice from me or from the video I show. I never look straight forward, I always look around me. This is a learning video, no more, no less. Alright, so in this instance here, y'all, once again, Jeff Morgan, look him up because he goes into great details on certain things, and always kind of on this video here, you may have to stop and go. It just depends on how fast ready you are, but he does do little side notes to this court hearing, and the video itself is about 17 minutes long, plus a couple of minutes of me talking to you. Alright, and I won't hold you up any longer, but why does a district attorney button in something that's none of their affairs?
Okay, so the next case on my docket is the Jaros matter. Do we have Jessica Jaros, Joshua Jaros, and Mr. Brown? Are you here on this case as well?
I am, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. And so there were some parties that indicated earlier that they were present on this case, they asked if they could wait until we started the case to turn on their videos, or at least someone asked me that. But those of you who are here on the Jaros case, if you would activate your videos for me, please. Thank you. Don't mean to invade your privacy. Just try to do this just like we would in open court. And are all of these folks here on the Jaros case?
Yes, Your Honor. Josh Jaros is here.
And Jessica Jaros is here.
Good morning, ma'am. Let's see. Mr. Champagne, are you here on this case?
I am court watching, Your Honor.
Okay, you're welcome.
Can I turn off my video?
Yeah, I don't. Why not?
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Morgan, are you here on this case as well? Oh, I can't hear you. Let me ask you to unmute just a moment. Okay, very good. Yep, let me put you back on mute for just a second. And then we have someone marked as iPhone. Could you identify yourself for me, sir?
Yes, my name is Rustin Wright.
And are you here on this case?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I have two other, besides Mr. Champagne, I have two other squares here at the bottom of my screen. One is indicating Haley Nice. Would you identify yourself, please? Good morning. How are you? Good morning. My apologies, folks. We are still conducting our Zoom docket. I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take, so bear with us. And if you need to step out and do some other business, feel free to do that, okay? All right, thanks. Yep. And I also have a square down here at the bottom of my screen marked as CLOS. Would you identify yourself for the court, please? Okay. So I'm not getting any response. Can y'all hear me okay? I just got a message that my internet connection is unstable. Can everyone hear me okay? Just kind of nod a little bit.
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. I'm not getting any response from these two squares at the bottom of my screen, so I'm just going to temporarily put them in the waiting room. be here on another case. Okay, so the Jaros matter, anyone who's going to testify this morning or expects to testify, would you please raise your right hands? So I assume that will include the parties, yeah. Do you each solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Okay, let's stop there. One more time, I'll bring it up, and I brought this up on another video too ago. Why aren't the attorneys taking an oath to be truthful and honest? Sit and think about that, y'all. When was the last time you actually seen an attorney raise his right hand and swear he would tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help him God? Whatever. But everybody else has to.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. So, Mr. Jaros, I think that you are the petitioner in this matter, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it your intent or desire to prove up this modification? Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I hope I didn't call it a divorce, did I? It's not a divorce, it's a modification case, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And so let me get your announcement, Jessica Jaros. Are you intending to go forward to prove this up this morning as well?
Yes.
Okay, and let me hear from the Office of the Attorney General, Mr. Brown.
Good morning, Your Honor. There is a proposed order, but we have not signed it due to some issues concerning the judgment language on the arrears, as well as language regarding the medical and dental support, or the coverage for the medical and dental support.
Okay. All right. Mr. Jaros and Ms. Jaros, the court is happy to approve any agreed matters between parties, provided that they comport with Texas law. And I'm not making any judgment one way or the other whether your case, whether your proposed court order does or doesn't. But this morning's docket is for the purpose of hearing agreed matters. We have a number of cases this morning. I have a number of people waiting on me in my courtroom as well. And so if we have a matter that's agreed to by all parties, and in your case, the Office of the Attorney General is a party to the case, then we can go forward on it. But if we don't have an agreement by all parties, then we can't go forward until we have that agreement, or until we have a contested hearing, in other words, a trial. So what I'm going to have to do is pass this ordinance hearing, give you an opportunity to talk with the Office of the Attorney General and see if some agreement can be reached. If an agreement cannot be reached, then like all cases, the court would urge y'all to go to mediation and see if something can be worked out. And if it can't, then you have a right to have your day in court and to have a trial, and the court is certainly willing to do that.
Your Honor, if I may,
Please.
I had contacted Attorney General's office last week, and I was told specifically by the Attorney General's office, as well as I'm trying to remember the lady's name right now, in Conroe, and they both said that they do not sign orders like this. I was specifically told that. I asked, and on agreed orders, I was told that they do not sign these particular things, and that there's no signature that goes on this. Now, we could go into an MS.
I'm going to stop right there for a minute. Okay, so I do know someone that's been ordered to pay, and yet there's no signatures. Now the question is, why is there not a signature? Right? So, just saying. I can write up any type of bill and send to the Attorney General and say, hey, you owe me money. Just because I say it and I gave an order. After all, I'm his boss. Right? So, who's the man or woman making these orders? No signature means no complaint. No signatures, no order. This is all fake or fraud.
Which I'm more than happy to go back and do an MSA. This is something that Jessica and I feel very strongly about. We're not taking any state aid. There's no intention to take any state aid. Our children have health insurance. I'm not sure why the AG's office is even involved or objecting to this matter. But look, if we need to, we can go ahead and cancel this. We'll do an MSA if we need to.
Okay. So I don't know what the communications were with the Office of the Attorney General earlier. I'm not disputing what you're saying. I just wasn't a party to those, of course. But I do have Mr. Brown here this morning stating the official position of the Attorney General this morning. And so the court has to accept at least what their position is, just as the court accepts your position. But this is not a commentary or legal advice or anything like that. But you do state something that I should comment on, which is it's true that if a mediated settlement agreement is reached, the court generally is supposed to approve the order that's based on that mediated settlement agreement. There's a couple of minor exceptions in the law, but generally, by and large, courts, and this court, is more than happy to sign off on any court order that is the subject of a mediated settlement agreement. But I think it's important that you understand that that such a mediation would need to include all parties unless a party waives their appearance at that mediation. So in other words, the court would need to see the signature of someone from the Office of the Attorney General. And for whatever reason, they've been a party in your case in the past, and that means that they're current.
So, I'm going to butt in a minute again, right? And they don't point this out anywhere. Alright, so between the wife and the husband, where's their contract to the State General to agree to have them as a third party and be able to sit here and have any say in this matter? There is no contract. He should not be involved whatsoever.
Now that may be another legal issue that you wish to challenge, and I'm not commenting on that today either. It's just not the subject of today's hearing.
Okay, Your Honor, I understand where we are. Obviously, tons of constitutional issues right now are rising to the surface of this particular prove-up. I mean, not to mention, just a parent's right to make decisions about their children, but also the 14th Amendment, equal treatment. So I really don't know where we go from here, if we just want to move to an MSA from here. We just thought this would be a lot. We thought this would be a lot easier. I mean, I have an email from the Attorney General's office saying they don't need to be a party on these type of agreements. And I also know that the Texas Supreme Court has ruled that parents, independent of any other party, can make these type of decisions. So I'm not sure if I'm being singled out right now at this moment.
Your Honor, I believe, and I'm going to have to interrupt because I believe Mr. Jones is mistaken why we're here. We are not here concerning any issues as to the possession and access or who determines whether children live or any type of agreement like that. We're here specifically because there is language concerning the judgment on the arrears and the release of the arrears that does not comport with law or the way it's supposed to be, as well as the specifics of the who's going to carry the insurance. The order is not specific on who's going to carry the insurance for dental and medical. It recites dental and medical, but it's not specific as to who's going to carry those and the language on the arrears. That is the only reason we're here. We're not here for any of the issues that I believe Mr. Gerald is alluding to concerning who the children stay with or visitation or any of that.
And let me just state, Mr. Jaros and Mr. Brown and Ms. Jaros, that the court is overjoyed to hear when parents reach agreements. And the last thing we want is for folks to fight it out in court. We generally think that that's not a good thing for children if it can be avoided. It's inevitable that some cases do end up in court, and that's what we're here for, is to decide those things. But whenever parties can work things out themselves, trust me, we are all in favor of that. And perhaps you've seen this morning that the court has granted every request that's come before it where the parties have agreed. It's just that in this case, technically, the Attorney General is a party to your case, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the court can't grant relief that you're seeking. It just means that we don't have an agreement today. So I know you both want to get into the substantive issues, or perhaps you don't want to, but you feel a need to. But the court just can't do that this morning. We'll have to take it up another day, okay?
Your Honor, if I could I get at least something from the, while we're on the record, can I at least get something from the Attorney General's office that says they will communicate with me? Because I've made several phone calls asking questions about what there might be in disagreement. Now, they filed a motion with you here last night. I wasn't even given 3 days notice. I've got very little communication with the Attorney General's office.
And Mr. Jaros, I want to make clear that the court would not take up such a motion without proper notice to you. And the court is not taking up that motion, whatever it is. I haven't even seen it today. So I think you are entitled to proper notice. And, Mr. Brown, Mr. Jaros, Ms. Jaros, I definitely encourage all of y'all to talk. Mr. Brown, can you reach out to Mr. Jaros sometime to discuss this?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, I don't know if we're able to go to a breakout room. I don't know if we would entertain that today, but otherwise he will be contacted. And has been contacted about the issues with the order also. That has been said.
You have, Mr.
Yes,
Jaros.
Your Honor.
Phone number, Mr.
What I'd like to do at this point, Your Honor, if I may, could we just put this all on pause? And I think what I'd like to do is talk to the Attorney General's office. Let's see if we can work it out that way. If we can't, I want to look at my other legal options right now, because it seems I've been told that this is very unusual to be going through this from several families, attorneys' offices. That this is taking, and I've had people from the Attorney General's office saying that this is highly unusual that this is taking place. No, maybe it isn't, but could you reset us for a prove-up? And maybe, I don't know what the schedule is in the next couple weeks, or if it has to be longer, and we can go from there.
Certainly, Mr. Jaros, we're happy to reset it for a prove-up, and I hope that in the meantime, if y'all can reach an agreement and resolve this, we can rehear this case and discuss it then. You certainly have a right to represent yourself, and I respect that, as do you, Ms. Jaros. I'm not saying anything to the contrary. I would always encourage folks to get legal advice if they can afford it, if they have it accessible. If they don't, there is a legal aid service, and there's even a law library here in Montgomery County staffed by an attorney who is willing to look at folks' documents for free. So sometimes, if the wording isn't perfect, she can take a look at that and help folks get it in order if that's an issue. But we're not even there yet. Just throwing that out there as food for thought, not trying to get in the way of what you want to do. So if you would, I'm going to go ahead and end this hearing for now, but contact our court coordinator, Linda. She's here with us now, but if you'll give her a call after the docket, Mr. Jaros or Ms. Jaros, I'm sure she'd be happy to get you back up on the prove up docket. But just understand that if it's going to be an agreed matter, we would need to see signatures of everyone on that decree. Otherwise, you're entitled to your day in court, and we can set that for you as well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very
All right,
much.
y'all have a great day. Y'all are
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. So, oh, that kind of just blurred everything out, didn't it? Let's see whether that'll clear up for a minute so you guys can get it. Yeah, of course not. Maybe a minute
If
back.
you don't, there is a legal
Right,
aid
clear
service, and there's even a law library here in Montgomery County, staffed by an attorney who is willing to look at folks' documents for free. So sometimes, if the wording isn't perfect, she can take a look at that and help folks get it in order if that's an issue. But we're not even there yet. Just throwing that out there as food for thought, not trying to get in the way of what you want to do. So if you would, I'm going to go ahead and end this hearing for now, but contact our court coordinator, Linda. She's here with us now, but if you'll give her a call after the docket, Mr. Jaros or Ms. Jaros.
I'm going to pause
I'm sure
this,
she'd
but I'm
be
going to give
happy
a little
get
time
back
where
up
you
on
guys
the
can
prove
pause
up,
it if you guys want to
docket.
make phone calls.
But just understand that if it's
Alrighty.
going to be an agreed matter, we would need to see signatures of everyone on that decree. Otherwise, you're entitled to your day in court, and we can set that for you as well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very
All right,
much.
y'all have a great day. Y'all are
Thank you, Your Honor.
There you guys go. All right. So that's interesting. What do y'all think? Right? In most cases, when people do sit in court, they really do not pay attention what is going on in the courts, right? I've sat in courts in previous times, but I know more now than I did then, so a lot of things didn't register for me what they was actually doing wrong, right? And I like this video because he kind of puts everything to the side there. Now, me being as a man, standing as a man, I don't necessarily play along with his agreements. However, if you're going to fight the system with the system, then you need to know the system. Alright? I'm more fighting against the system. Alrighty. This is for We the People News. Till next time, y'all. Bye.